A mid-ranking Hamas official who had allegedly been providing information to Israel's internal security agency, Shin Bet, has admitted during interrogation that he operated as a double agent. According to Israeli media outlets, the agent was captured inside Gaza amid the ongoing conflict and transported to Israel for questioning. The Hamas official confessed that he deliberately misled his Israeli handlers on the night before the October 7 attacks by Hamas against Israel in 2023. When his Shin Bet contact reportedly reached out for updates, the informant falsely assured them there is no offensive deployment by Hamas. And his false information, among other major factors, could have contributed to Israel's broader failure to anticipate Hamas's deadly October 7 attack. Israel security officials reportedly made very few calls to field agents that night, amplifying what they now admit was a massive intelligence failure. The incident has become a focal point in Israel's ongoing internal reviews of how their intelligence misread mounting threats. Back in February, in fact, the Israeli military formally acknowledged its complete failure to foresee or thwart the attack. An internal investigation concluded that the army had fundamentally underestimated Hamas's capabilities and failed in its mission to safeguard Israeli civilians. The fallout of intelligence failure has led to the head of Israel's military intelligence stepping down late last year. And then in January, both the head of the IDF and the commander of the Southern Command resigned as well. The October 7 attacks continuing to be one of the most significant intelligence failures in Israel's modern history. Which is the best country for crime? Now imagine jail inmates being released early to ease overcrowding in jails. Sounds shocking? Well, this is what's been happening in Britain, where prisons are overflowing. Its prisons are almost full. They are at 99% capacity. And now fresh measures have been announced to deal with the crisis, with the goal of bringing down the rising inmate population recalled to custody for breaching their license conditions. Basically, things have reached that point. According to the Justice Secretary, in fact, recalled prisoners will be released after 28 days under emergency measures. And what's the aim? To free up 1,400 prison places. And why was this needed? Because the UK is due to run out of place in jails in 5 months. The clock is ticking, and you can imagine what that would mean. In the words of the Justice Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, it would lead to the total breakdown of law and order. Under the measures, offenders serving 1 to 4 year sentences who are recalled for breaching their license terms will be returned to prison only for a 28-day period. Those recalled for serious further offences will stand excluded, and this includes certain sexual and violent crimes and serious domestic abuse. And the minister also mentioned £4.7 billion in treasury funding for a record prison expansion. And what would that look like? Basically, it will support 3 new facilities, and additional cells will be added to the existing prisons. And just how bad is the situation really? The prison population is soaring by 3,000 each year, the equivalent of 2 entire prisons. And it's hoped that the measures will help buy time. The minister has said the consequences of failing to act are unthinkable. But then things reaching this point and such drastic measures being adopted is also unthinkable in a way. For example, in 2024, hundreds of jail inmates in England and Wales were released early under the Ministry of Justice's emergency plan to ease overcrowding in jails. The plan basically was criticized by industry bodies, charities for women and children. Now back to the latest measures. As per the Ministry of Justice's interim permanent secretary, running prisons so close to capacity leads to issues like increased violence and reduces time for work and education to prevent repeat offences, warning that the justice system could collapse. The police might not be able to arrest people. Imagine how dangerous that would be. And it would also mean courts could be forced to let dangerous offenders go on bail. So basically, to avoid that calamity, emergency plans need to be resorted to. But how is releasing inmates early the way out? And the thing is, there are serious concerns here. Even though there was a denial from another minister, there has been an admission reportedly from ministers that some domestic abusers and sexual abusers will be released under the changes. According to the Domestic Abuse Commissioner for England and Wales, lives were being put in danger because of the proposed measures. So given how bad things look for Britain's prisons and how good they look for the inmates being released, if an award for the best country to commit crime even existed, it would go to Britain. First came the Apple I computer in 1976. Then came the iPhone in 2007. In 2024, Apple launched its first Vision Pro AR headset. The mixed reality headset allows users to watch immersive videos and interact with their surroundings. Despite the significant pre-launch excitement for the Vision Pro, the high price, unfortunately, did not work in Apple's favor in a way. But it looks like Apple is trying to change that. According to a Bloomberg report, the tech giant is reportedly working on a new eye-scrolling feature for its Vision Pro headset. It is speculated that the company will be announcing the new feature during its annual Worldwide Developers Conference, commonly known as WWDC, which will take place this year on the 9th of June. The Vision Pro already offers eye tracking capabilities. Users can interact with the Vision Pro interface and make selections using a simple pinch gesture. But with the new possible enhancements, the eye-scrolling feature could enhance the headset's hands-free experience, leading to a more natural and seamless user interaction. According to a Wall Street Journal report, Apple has partnered with a neurotechnology company backed by billionaires Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. The two companies are reportedly working on a brain-computer interface. Reports suggesting the brain-computer interface, or BCI, will enable users with disabilities to control devices like iPhones using only their thoughts. And unlike Neuralink's chip, this implant version does not require cutting into the skull to install it. The brain-computer interface implant is done using blood vessels. Once in place, the brain implant picks up brain signals and translates them into digital commands. With 10 patients in the first set of the human trials, the Australia-based Synchron is ahead of Musk's Neuralink that has installed its chips in 3 people. From the physical press of QWERTY keys to the intuitive touch of a screen, the future of human-computer interaction may lie within the brain. And while the idea of an Apple brain chip appears promising, the technology requires rigorous testing before it can be deployed. Now imagine this, you step into a taxi, there is no driver behind the wheel, nobody on the steering wheel, but the car glides forward on its own. That is what is shaping up to be the future of urban transport, and that future is arriving in Riyadh. The kingdom's capital is gearing up to launch autonomous taxis. A high-ranking official from the Transport General Authority confirmed this during a recent AI conference, part of a broader national vision to modernize infrastructure, reduce accidents, and integrate cutting-edge technologies into everyday life. Riyadh is one of the 5 cities handpicked across the kingdom to become hubs for self-driving technology. And these urban centers are being fitted with high-speed internet, smart traffic systems, specialized road networks, the basics needed for autonomous vehicles to roam about safely and efficiently. And Saudi Arabia is not alone on this path. In China, cities like Wuhan have embraced automation at scale, with over 500 driverless taxis already operating. Residents there can order a ride with just a few taps on an app. No human driver needed. Dubai is not far behind either. Earlier this month, officials there announced a partnership with Uber to roll out self-driving taxis by 2026. So the next time you hail a cab, don't be surprised. They may just not be anyone to drive you there, just artificial intelligence. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.